Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing, the newest big unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are looking at the Mirage Comics Leatherhead from NECA, and I just didn't realize how big he was going to be. Like this arrived, I've actually been sitting on this for a couple of weeks now just because I've had other stuff come up. I walked back here in the workshop to do a couple other reviews, and then I realized this box was off to the side in my stack, and I was like, oh my gosh, Leatherhead, I gotta get Leatherhead reviewed. So now we're doing it. It's huge, very excited about having this big boy on the shelf. NECA has been doing amazing things with this Mirage Comics line. This is one of my must-have lines. Like going forward, there are very few lines that I would consider as toy prices increase that I'll do my best to keep up with, and Mirage Comics is one of those lines. The box is, it's great. It looks awesome. They do a good job with this stuff. I love the picture of the foot soldiers just being picked up, Utrom on the ground. This is great stuff that NECA is doing. Look at that, Leatherhead in action. And I can't tell you, as someone who talks about G.I. Joe more than anything else, how hard it is for me to say Leatherhead and not Leather Neck. I got credits on the bottom of the box. Let's cut through that adhesive circle and let this big nasty boy loose. This was one that was very exciting for me because I love... Leatherhead is one of the characters that I can't even really say I have a preferred... Oh my gosh, he's so heavy. I can't even say I have... Oh, and he smells. He's got that new toy smell that I feel like you don't get as much as you used to. Like, remember... Oh, and he is strong. Remember everything you open used to have that new toy smell that was just so... It's a very unpleasant smell. And yet it's so connected with pleasant and happy memories and experiences that you love it. And it used to be like everything you opened just about had that new toy smell, like McFarlane's stuff in particular. And I'm talking about late 90s, early 2000s. Like, it was just wonderful. Stuff nowadays doesn't have new toy smell as much. Oh, but Leatherhead does. That's great. I hadn't even really been conscious of the absence of that odor. And I can't remember what it is. At one time, I knew what it was. Because it's not the plastic. It's like, and I don't think it's the plasticizer. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments, and I'll joyfully recognize and remember. But it's nice. It's nice to smell that again. I guess something has happened with production where that smell just doesn't happen like it used to. Just another good old days kind of thing. Also, in the good old days, we didn't have these freaking annoying plastic tabs holding everything in. Oh, how I loathe them. But if everything had that wonderful new toy smell, look, this is what I want. I want a statement by one of the toy companies saying, look, we know how annoying those plastic tabs are, but we just have to put them in there. We just have to. But here's what we'll do. We'll also inject a dose of new toy smell into every figure now. He is so big and heavy. We'll also inject a dose of new toy smell to go along with them. That's the trade-off. And I'd say, okay, that's fine. I can accept that. I won't go so far as to say I would buy like canned new toy smell. That's a little ridiculous. But I do wish it was still a thing. I've got an interview I need to schedule with someone who is involved in, I believe, lots of different toy companies, who would probably have an answer to all of those things, like what it is, why it isn't around anymore. I need to get on the horn with that fellow. All right, that's everything. And I bet I'll have to heat up that tail to put it on. But before we get to that, let's see, let's move that over there, leave those there. Let's take a look at the main figure. We have got single jointed knees, which I am good with. That's one of the things I love about NECA, is they articulate where necessary. They're concerned about the aesthetic, and that is like, that's their motivating, that's how they make their decisions. It's not based on, well, all the figures in the line have double jointed elbows, so this figure, this bicep is loose. So this figure has to have double jointed elbows. Like, they don't make decisions like that. They make decisions of, this is what this character needs, and what he needs are sturdy, thick legs with single jointed knees that ratchet and that are in this specific pose. So we've got a little bit of, like, there's only so much straightening his legs do, but look, he's a giant alligator. I wonder, you know, I don't, if you're younger than me, you may not recall that giant alligators in New York sewers were like very much a thing back in the 80s, and that there's a movie called Alligator that you need to watch if you haven't watched it. Oh, the shoulder joints don't want to move. It is great. It's about a giant alligator in the sewers. And that was a thing. That was like an urban legend thing, to the point of, you felt it likely that one day you would have to contend with the giant alligator. Like, the whole deal was, the New York family goes to visit Florida. They buy a little cute little baby pet alligator, bring it back home. And then when it starts to grow, they realize they cannot keep an alligator, so they just flush it. It ends up in the sewers and grows to a gigantic size. You know, it's not necessarily going to be humanoid. Oh, look at that jaw, those pointy teeth. Love that articulated jaw. Look at that. And you can't even really tell it's articulated. That is good stuff. So he's got his eye patch with a little skull on it, which is a nice touch. All of the sculpting, I mean, just beautiful. It's funny. At this point, my expectation is just, oh, well, NECA did a great job with this. All the sculpting, the paint, everything, like, it's just fantastic. This looks like that. I think he was in Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't think he was in the regular book, but I'm not positive. But I mean, this is that Mirage Comics art. That may be as far as his shoulders go. It doesn't feel like there's any more give. And I mean, I've worked them. Like, they're moving. They just don't go farther than that. So that may be it. And if that's the case, that's fine. Just incredible. He is from head to toe. He is about 8 1/4 inches. We'll go ahead and give him 8 1/2. So big figure, heavy figure. They didn't do any of the hollowed out stuff on him. So let's see if we can get this tail, which is segmented, very similar to how you see Godzilla tails segmented. The more you work it around, the more flexible it's going to become. Like, right out of the box, things are a little stiff. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments in that tail, so a lot of, good amount of posability there. Yeah, he is very Godzilla-like. like you kind of don't realize it looking at the comic books, but looking at the 3D form, and you know, the spines, for lack of a better word, like he is very Godzilla-ish. I bet I'm gonna have to heat this up to put it on. Oh yeah, that is absolutely not going in place without some heat. So let's make that happen. All right, I find that about 30 seconds with a hair dryer does the trick on most modern plastics. There we go. And I've many times I've had comments saying, yeah, you need to give your figures a figure bath. You need to wash them all or dunk them all in boiling water before you. Do you know how much time that adds to this process? I do not have that time. To boil water, dunk a figure in it, let it dry, whatever. That is nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense. It's just not good for my process. Hair dryer works just fine for stuck joints. Look at this. Oh, let's back out here. He's going to take up a lot of shelf space because that tail does not bend significantly to the side. So he's going to have to go, like he's going to be right at the front of my shelf just from his sheer length. So let's see what we've got. We got about 8.5 inches tall, and he is about 10 inches from snout to the tip of his tail. Love it. We've got an alternate portrait, also hinged. You can see it a little more on this one, but probably just because it's off the head. But hinged jaw, both eyes are intact. I like his eye patch just because it's different. I'm going to leave that head on him. But this one is also great. Oh, look, though. Oh, interesting. So these aren't just different eras. These are completely different looks. Here he's got a flatter snout and more pronounced nostrils, and does not have this texture on top of his head. So maybe one of these is the regular comic and one of these is Tails. And these are kind of different artistic interpretations because these portraits are quite different. See, now I'm going to have to do a little research and figure out why he looks which way. Because I like this. Like, I don't love this middle texture here. But the eye patch is good. And I think I do like the shape of this head a little bit more. And then we've also got interchangeable hands. Got a couple of C grips. Got a couple of graspy hands. I don't know what I'm going to put on him. I'm probably not going to leave the fists on. Let's see how hard this is to swap out. There we go. Yeah, I think I like the sort of open hands better. Those are more expressive. Yeah. There we go. Let's swap out easily. Yeah, that's the look. Hang on. Oh, he's great. Fantastic. So there is Leatherhead. Mirage Comics, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fantastic figure. If you're collecting this line, he's a must-have. Or if you just like big, giant monster toys, he's pretty good for that, too. Like, definitely a unique entry in your toy collection. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.